Okay, let's see what we have here. We have a sample paper for fiction analysis. Let's see what this student does right and what this student may need to work on. Okay, first we look here and see that we got an issue with the header. Okay, right here, this little header right here. We know that many pieces on this are incorrect. For example, this should be the instructor name. That's okay, I just put that one there. This should be the course, not the college. And this should be in this format, 19. Right there. Notice here, there's no underlining. Okay, let's see what the student has here. There was a cat, a mouse, and a cow. For days the cat chased the mouse trying to eat it. One day the mouse grew tired and decided to ask the cow for help. Please protect me from the cat, my dear friend. Okay, a couple of things I'm wondering is, why is there no, whoops, sorry about that. Why is there no signal phrase? That means a statement, a word, a phrase, something that introduces what you're saying here, analysis, introduction to the actual direct quote. Also wondering why there's a question mark when it's not a question. Okay, don't understand this piece right here. Okay, all of this is some convoluted, drawn out piece that is supposed to illustrate Edgar Allan Poe's explicit diction and graphic details, which, according to this author, Poe uses to illustrate the speaker's feelings. I don't know why there's not an apostrophe right there. Fortunato, who, because it's a person, also happens to be the author's theme. Okay, don't know what this means right here. But you know, if it weren't for this last piece, this could actually be a pretty good thesis statement, because it answers the assignment prompt, which asks the students to analyze Poe's use of detail in the Cask of Amontillado for this particular prompt. So the thesis answers that prompt, and hopefully we'll get to see the author elaborate and support this idea. Okay, so let's look here. We're going to move up to the next page here. Okay. Before the tale began, Fortunato and Montresor, also the speaker, that's an awkward way to say that, are good friends. That is not supported. Where is the support for that? See, if you're going to put any statement in your essay, if you're going to make any claim, any assertion, express any opinion, you really need to support that with some text or an event or a dialogue, something from the story that will prove what you were saying, that will support it. Okay, this piece about their sworn enemies, well, it's one-sided. Montresor feels like Fortunato is his enemy, but that feeling is not reciprocated because obviously Fortunato is going to end up trusting Montresor a lot. So see what I mean? It's really a bad practice to make such a bold statement, such a generalized statement, and not back it up with, uh, the support from the story. See, this support does not support. This text citation here does not support this point made here. Kind of, sorta, but he should have said, however, by the time the story begins, that Montresor has sworn that Fortunato is his enemy, because it is one-sided. One thing else I noticed that there is no page citation there. Since we're only using one work for this essay, we don't need Poe's last name. We just need a page number. That's it. See, they do it right here. They put a page number, even though there's no ending punctuation, but still, there is that. Okay, see this point right here where they say, we know the tone is playful because of Poe's diction? That's a good point to make, because we talk about Fortunato being cheerful, and then there's the laughing. This is the kind of analysis that we're looking for. The author is looking for specific pieces of detail and diction. Diction means word choice. To show how Poe created or crafted this story. And that's the key piece here. We want to focus on detail. Every paragraph, every sentence should focus on detail and how that detail impacts the story. So this could be a really good point, but if you'll read it to yourself, you'll notice it's quite awkward. Just like this piece right here just kind of throws out a statement that actually means nothing. Okay. All right. We see here this definition of amontillado. We don't need that. That really serves no purpose. The suspense builds when our naive friend, that should be one word, can refuse the offer. I'm looking for pieces about detail. I just cannot find it. Okay, let's keep going to the next page. Okay. We look here. For instance, why did Fortunato believe red wine could be used as cough syrup? True enough, he was high on nitra, but one would have to believe that he was still aware that alcohol would amplify the effects. Trying to figure out how does this support the thesis. We have to support the thesis, which is the answer to the prompt. Every sentence, every paragraph needs to support that thesis. One big piece that I've noticed in a lot of essays, one big mistake is students either focus on plot summary or they talk about generalizations. For example, here, sometimes students will include points that make no sense whatsoever, sidetracking from the adventure and focusing on composition. Besides being a fragment, there's no subject and verb in there. It makes no sense. Throughout majority of the piece, the author chose, that should be to make the first sentence of each paragraph the speaker most important statement, thought, or opinion. Also, the author uses clear and precise word choice. Okay, now this could work for the detail, but that's a stretch. I'm just trying to analyze here what they present with respect to analysis of Poe's writing style. But what's missing is the thesis. And the thesis is supposed to focus on detail. So why didn't they put that in there? Focusing on Poe's use of foreshadowing. The main character is a Mason. Okay, we'll figure that. Okay. That should be who. Anytime you're talking about a person, it should be who, not which. Don't put numbers like that in a paper. This is not a scientific research paper. But notice, more importantly, big mistake. It's like the author really doesn't know how to support his own thesis. So he just starts talking about a variety of topics and subjects related to the story. These topics, points of conversation in the story could come from anywhere, from the internet, from talking with a roommate or whatever, but the bottom line is the author is getting away from supporting the thesis and starting to focus on ideas that have nothing to do with the assignment prompt. It's like throwing out 10 different ideas and hoping one of them will stick instead of focusing on the most important aspect, and that is supporting the thesis. Okay. All this author needed to do, okay, he had a thesis, okay, that's the most important part. A thesis to actually answer the assignment prompt. Fantastic. The biggest problem with a lot of essays is that there's a thesis, but it doesn't answer the assignment prompt. It focuses on other aspects of the story that have nothing to do with the assignment prompt. But what this author did was kind of do something similar, in the sense that we got a thesis, answers the assignment prompt, but all the supporting points don't support the thesis. So if you want to succeed, you just look for thesis, point, and all of these all go back to thesis. You know, they don't move off and talk about other things, especially a plot summary or what have you. It all goes to supporting that thesis. Okay. Last thing here, let's just scroll down really quickly. You get the point on all this. We get an end point here where the author makes a personal comment. Think about it. How many times as a friend don't know why there are those ... dots? I guess it's for emphasis. A person did not pay attention in high school English why these ... dots would actually be used. This piece right here, although it goes back to the intro, it has nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with the analysis of detail, which was the thesis, which came from the assignment prompt. If you don't answer the prompt, you don't get a good score. If you don't use a thesis, you don't have a focused paper, and thus you don't get a good score. If you don't support your thesis, you don't get a good score. Bottom line, key to success: answer the prompt in your thesis statement, and then support your thesis with good, clear points and a lot of support from the text. Thank you.